Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience Her Story Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.
Welcome to another day of Her Story Unfolding. Today is a very, very special segment, and we are so excited to be sharing with you something that is so transformative, something that has moved us and really has captivated us, that we have made today a very, very special segment, a tribute to women's legacy, past, present, and future. Alicia, how excited are you about this segment?
Ava, I am just delighted for this very special segment of Her Story Unfolding. Ava and I were live on March 16th, 2024 at the 55th Annual NAACP Image Awards, where we spoke with women who are trailblazing in the spaces of entrepreneurship, entertainment, advocacy, and celebration of women of Black excellence and beyond. And we're delighted to bring you this special segment of Her Story Unfolding, where we dive into the stories of the women that graced the NAACP Image Awards red carpet and dive into the work of the NAACP. The NAACP is the National Association for Advancing Colored People. And it is such an honor to be able to be there, to feel the spirit and the essence of celebration at its highest element. Individuals across the Black community were honored and were celebrated for the work that they do each and every day, a special moment for a community to come together. So continue to tune in to hear interviews from the women that grace the red carpet stage today with us on this special segment of Her Story Unfolding.
I am so excited for what's coming up, because what's coming up is really coming from the live recording. I'm saying recording because it was live, but we recorded it. Live recording of the NAACP award shows. And we had you in mind. So Alicia and I have pre-recorded something for you.
And while we're getting into that, Ava, I mean, it is one thing to celebrate women one day of the month, right? But I think it's important for us to also think about what it means to celebrate women each and every day. Celebrate women the way that they show up for each other, the way that they support one another, and the way that they create spaces for each other to grow and thrive. That is something that is so important. It's something that we recognize, and it is something that truly distinguishes so many phenomenal women from others, because they really show up and step up. Ava, before we get into some of the special interviews and segments, what were some of the moments that bring you joy as you think about the celebration that we were a part of yesterday?
You know what was amazing was everyone felt like family. It was a huge family. From the staff being very, very supportive and attentive, to having you find places and find people, to really taking care of everybody's needs. It's amazing, the friendliness, the warmth. It's almost like a big family church. And it's amazing to see how women elevate each other, and they just, the level of love and camaraderie is just so palpable in the place. That's my favorite part of the awards.
No, that's true. I mean, I think it's important what you said too. The individuals that came together to bring the award show together. It is important to celebrate everyone who was nominated for awards, who came to see the awards, but the team at BET, the production team, produced by 360, has been producing events all week. The BET production team, it really takes a community, and it really takes a village. And there were so many women that were part of bringing the production to life. It's really important to honor individuals like Adobe and Tammy and people that were really bringing the event together, because it takes a village. We saw it live. There were so many people in attendance, and it takes a village. So it's just wonderful to be a part of this celebration. And we're excited for you all to hear from some women that were nominated for awards, women that won awards, and women that were there to celebrate their friends, most importantly. Like Ava said, everyone there, it felt like family, and it was just a delight.
Absolutely. And so, Alicia, I'm excited. Who's the first person that you're bringing in to introduce to our audience and honor, in the celebration of women's legacy? Who's the first person you're bringing up?
We are bringing up Miss India. It is so exciting to have spoken with India. Her presence has graced theater and TV screens worldwide, starting at 9 years old, where she was active in the theater and Broadway productions such as The Lion King, Matilda, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She shifted from her theater and dance career at a young age to the television screen, acting in films. And in 2023, she took the world by storm with her portrayal of the young Queen Charlotte in Bridgerton, the Queen Charlotte stories. Bridgerton, written by Shonda Rhimes, another phenomenal woman, is a series that's both entertaining, but also really delves into really important life issues. Queen Charlotte's story through Bridgerton gives you a glance of what it was like to reimagine Queen Charlotte's story, one of the most powerful monarchies in the world that she led, in different aspects, from race, from class, from mental health, from advocacy, from gender, from exploring sexuality. And it was such a delight and honor to speak with Miss India, and stay tuned to see her video. India, you play the young Queen Charlotte on Bridgerton. It is Women's History Month. You are such an advocate for women's rights, for your own voice throughout the character, throughout the experience on Queen Charlotte. But how do you want to be seen in your own voice?
I think having the luxury of choosing when and how I want to speak on that. I think often Black women and young Black women at the moment are given so much pressure to be everyone's advocate. Yeah. Sometimes it's so tiring to constantly be on and to be validating people's opinions and suggestions and questions. Sometimes I just want to be. And as much as I love having a platform and being able to speak and meet people, sometimes I just want to, just live. Yeah. But also equally, the fact that people feel like they can come to you with questions and concerns, and that I have people that would like to hear what I have to say, I don't want to take that for granted. So just trying to keep learning and involving myself in that kind of way. Wow.
And I love that you said that, because oftentimes we feel like we need to be a voice for someone else, but you just want to be yourself. And there's so much peace that can come with just being you. Not having to be of the world, but just be of your own world. What are some of the ways that you stay grounded and you are able to stay rooted in who you are?
Yeah. Long walks. I live in England, so I've got a lot of space, a lot of time. Cooking, spending time with loved ones, things that I think take you away from the screen, or take you away from the busyness of this life. Anything where I feel kind of rooted, or I'm making something. I took up pottery and singing and things like that. Yeah.
Doing the things that fuel your own cup, not because anyone else says that you need to do it, but because you want to do it for yourself. That's a really important message, especially when everyone is looking to others for advice and to figure out what the next best thing is. There's something beautiful about that self-exploration.
Yeah, for sure. But it takes time, and I think the older I get, the more mature I become, the more I realize how important it is to know who you are, because then when you go out and you do events like this, I know I'm being myself, and I'm giving myself, but also like I'm not over giving. I'm able to kind of retreat and save enough for myself as well. So it's a balance.
That is a beautiful message for all of the young individuals out there, but young and old, it's about a balance, and it's a message to remember to be yourself in a world where you can be anybody else and you can be a voice for anyone else. Remember to have your own voice too. Before you stand up, you advocate for others, because that is important, that is really important.
Yeah.
How beautiful, Alicia. I love that interview that you've done with India. And it's absolutely amazing that, just before she won her special award, you were able to interview her. So what are your thoughts about that interview?
I love that we got to see India for who she is outside of the roles that she plays. I think oftentimes when you are amazing at your craft or what you do, your creative zone of genius, as India is, I mean, she won the award for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. Like we spoke about, everyone can come to you to be the voice, but it's really important to also remember who you are outside of everything that you do for everyone else, right? It may be something that you enjoy, but do you always have to be the voice and always have to be the advocate every single day? So I love that she talked about how she unplugs, the fact that she started in pottery, the fact that she really takes the time to pour into herself, see what India likes, see how she wants to spend her own time, especially as someone that has been performing, right? She was on Broadway at such a young age, at 9, to see her so grounded and in the feeling of, people look up to me and that's amazing, and acknowledge her and recognize her for the amazing artistry that she has. But the fact that she can take that time to unplug is beautiful. And so congratulations, India, on your well-deserved award for your role as the young Queen Charlotte in Bridgerton. I love Queen Charlotte's character in Bridgerton. It is one of, I have a voice, I want to use it. I don't care that that's the way that things have been done. I want things to be done in the way that makes sense to me. And, throughout the series, the young Queen Charlotte keeps kind of defying the ways of, the royal house that she lives in. And she creates almost new ways of life, right? New ways of engaging with the individuals that are around her, right? She just doesn't look at the individuals that work in her home as people that are working for her, right? She has conversations with them and she engages with them. And there's a lot that can be learned from her role in Queen Charlotte and the artistry that is the genius writing of the film. Of the series, because it really sheds a light on the humaneness of people. And it really sheds the light on ways that we can explore aspects of mental health, right? With the relationship that she had with her husband, and how, even though it was an arranged marriage and they didn't know each other, they found ways to get to know each other. So it is a really dynamic and in-depth role. And we just say congratulations to India for winning Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series.
That is so beautiful. I mean, talk about women empowerment and talk about her story unfolding, honoring women's legacy. past, present, and future. How beautiful that, to be bringing something from the past, reminding us of today, and really inspiring the future generations with it. Talk about that. So what a beautiful film, and what a beautiful role to definitely win. What an honor to the legacy of women, to for India to honor the legacy of those that were before us. So congratulations, India. And I'm excited, Alicia. Who are you bringing up next?
Well, before we bring up our next guest on the interview, would love to play for you all some remarks that Ava and I want to share with you live from the red carpet.
Hi, Ava Manuel, editor-in-chief of the Los Angeles Tribune, and I'm here with our lead journalist and the director of business solutions, Alicia Magnus Lewis. Alicia, what is your experience of today's interview in the NAACP Awards?
I mean, Ava, it's just been joy to celebrate Black excellence at its highest caliber. We talked politics today. We talked women's empowerment. We talked how do people look within to stay grounded and find their own voice so they can show up in the world how they want, in their own way, not being told who to show up as. The NAACP is such an historic organization, an entity in the United States that has fought for rights, for liberty, for justice, and is continuing to do so. And it is so beautiful when people can come together in community, in collaboration, and most importantly, in celebration to honor each other, to honor the community, and to honor all of the beautiful works of art. So it's just been a delight and an honor to be here.
An absolute delight. It's something that we really stand by with the Los Angeles Tribune, diversity. And we really saw that tonight, and I saw you shine. I was so excited with Alicia, doing all of the interviews. So you're going to see all of the upcoming interviews.
Yes, you will. And I think what's so beautiful about what we celebrated today and what we're celebrating every day is entertainment, but also entrepreneurship. There are so many Black entrepreneurs out there that are being the change they want to see. They're seeing gaps in the market. They're innovating and creative on massive scale. There are so many individuals making a huge mark in multi-million-dollar industries and making their mark, writing their stories, and cementing their legacies. And we're so big on empowering and inspiring entrepreneurship at the Los Angeles Tribune. We educate, we empower, we inspire, we uplift. These are values that the NAACP has, and these are values that are very strong and high and a spirit of the Black community. So we stand proud with the NAACP, with all of the entertainers, the advocates, the family members, the children, the mothers, the brothers, the sisters, the beautiful people that came together to make this beautiful celebration all that it is.
Absolutely. And may I underscore, this is what you get when you have a lead journalist who's also a business strategist, combining entrepreneurship, media, entertainment, and all of it. We want to thank our CEO, Mo Rock, for continuously being a stand for representation, for being a stand for diversity and also inclusion.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for the Los Angeles Tribune, and also Alicia, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ava. It's so fun. It is an honor to be here with you. We are doing so much. It is March. HerStory Unfolding continues. We are still honoring women every day of the month in March because we see, we value, we elevate, we celebrate women. It's happening all month, this month of March, but it's continuing every day, right? We're changing the status quo in media. We're doing it differently because there's space for newness, there's space for innovation, there's space for creativity, and there's space for positive news. And we truly believe that here at the Los Angeles Tribune.
I'm so excited, Alicia. I am so excited. So with that, I am excited to roll in the next woman that we are going to honor.
Yes, thank you so much, Ava. There were so many beautiful people that graced the red carpet yesterday at the NAACP Image Awards, and one of them was Aba Arthur. Aba Arthur's mesmerizing performances in acclaimed plays such as Proof, For Colored Girls, and her original solo production, Landing in Love, have deeply resonated with audiences, leaving an enduring impact. Aba's played key roles in films, including Wakanda Forever, and most recently, Abina in the musical adaptation of The Color Purple. And The Color Purple recently won the NAACP Award for Best Motion Picture. Beyond her acting prowess, Abba's a visionary spirit that has propelled to establish the Ohima Project, dedicated to amplifying diverse narratives and empowering underrepresented voices in the industry. Abba's trailblazing journey in storytelling continues to inspire audiences globally, emphasizing dedication to excellence and advocacy and inclusivity in the arts. And what was so amazing about speaking with Abba was her personal story with self and her personal journey with self.
I am Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune. I have the pleasure of standing with you here, Abba, today. You were in a color purple. You are wearing the fabulous royal color purple. It is such a dynamic and in-depth story about womanhood, finding yourself. But outside of all of the roles that you played, how have you been able to be like one with yourself?
That's a great question.
And can you just speak to what it feels like to be living?
I talk to the inner me often. I actually talk to the future me often.
I love
Ask
that.
her for advice a lot. I try to stay grounded. I meditate. Whatever I can do to pull it back into the center. Because if I could stand up straight and put my shoulders back, nobody could tell me anything.
Listen, they can't take that away. You are standing up straight with your shoulders straight. And that is it's so beautiful. And how, when you're speaking to your future self, your future me, right? What are you asking questions? Are you seeking guidance? Are you just looking for reassurance? Are you just trying to have a conversation that is positive? What goes into that?
It's usually when I'm struggling with something, I ask her, how did I get through this? What do I need to do? How do I evolve so that I can get the lesson from whatever is happening right now and move on? And then I just wait patiently and walk forward, and she always gives me the answers.
And that is so powerful too, because sometimes they say like you need to feel the energy or be in the energy of the place that you want to be next. So the ability to connect with that future self, somewhere in there, you're probably, I don't know if it's osmosis or what, but you're receiving that energy back. And what do you do when you're having conversations with yourself and you're not sure what to do next and you can't quite get to the future you and you're in that moment right now?
You just have to keep going. That's just called put one foot in front of the other. You can do anything for 10 seconds. So 10 seconds at a time. If I have to break it down, they say one day at a time?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 1 hour at a time,
Okay,
right? Sometimes
yeah.
it's every minute at a time. So if I could just walk myself through every single step, it always works out. All is always well.
That is so beautiful. 10 seconds at a time. I've never heard it expressed in that way, but it's the little big things. It's 10 seconds plus 10 seconds. It adds up. What is one thing you want to tell all of the little girls out there?
You can do whatever you want. I know it's corny, but I'm proof of it. You can do whatever you want, and you're capable of doing anything that you want to. You just have to work hard.
Yes, you have to work hard, and when you're not sure, ask that future self you. I love that. I'm going to pay homage to you, Abba, for sharing that with me, but that is such a message, and I'm so happy you shared it. Enjoy the show tonight. Keep being radiant.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Oh my gosh. Enjoy. You're radiating.
You are radiating.
That's what happens when you have someone who's so committed in asking the best questions. I love the questions that you ask, Alicia. You really brought out, the gems and the wisdom from Abba. I love what she said about 10 seconds at a time, right? It's like putting one foot in front of the other. And too many times, we get stuck with wanting to figure everything out from beginning to end. And what a great advice. And I really appreciate the questions that you ask. We have a comment from our CEO, our partner, Mo Rock, most funny. And he puts in here, that What a great question. What a great question, Alicia. So just really appreciating you and your dynamic ability to come up with the best questions to pull the gems. And so I'm even more looking forward to the next people that you're bringing. Who are you bringing up next, Alicia?
Oh, we have so many exciting interviews in store, but I want to take a moment to acknowledge something that Abba said, which was that she takes sometimes when she's not sure what to do next, she takes things 10 seconds at a time. I think oftentimes we think we need to figure everything out, but the fact that it's just 10 seconds at a time, moment by moment, was such a powerful statement. I told her, like, oh, this is something I'm going to really think about. And of course, pay homage to her. But taking things 10 seconds at a time can help when things in life and whatever you have going on seems overwhelming. And another thing that she pointed out that I would love to just highlight further is the fact that she speaks to her future self. She says, I may not understand what to do right now, but I'm going to ask my future self, what would she do? And oftentimes she has the answers. And so it's beautiful that there are so many versions of ourselves, and we can lean into the other versions of ourselves to learn more about ourselves. And so that was a beautiful moment, and learned so much from Abba in speaking with her. And congratulations again to Oprah Winfrey, Halle Bailey, everyone that was part of The Color Purple for winning their NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Motion Picture. And something that was amazing about being on the red carpet yesterday was that women were coming from all fields and all industries. And there were a lot of entrepreneurs there that were really there to support the individuals in their community. And the next guest that we're going to highlight does just that. Her name is Miss Pinky Cole. She is the CEO and founder of Slutty Vegan, which is a vegan company that was founded based in Atlanta. And one storefront at a time, Pinky Cole has been growing her empire. Slutty Vegan now is valued at $100 million. They have multiple locations, and Pinky is just a force to be reckoned with. We're so excited for you to learn more about who she is and her story. So take notes because she was teaching.
Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune at the 55th Annual NAACP Image Awards. It is a pleasure and an honor to be standing here with Pinky Cole, CEO and founder of Slutty Vegan, and her partner, Derek. Pinky, how are you today? Her husband, let me get it right, her husband, Derek.
We're excited to be here. It's an honor, one, to both be entrepreneurs. I sell burgers, he sells cheesesteaks, and we on a red carpet for the NAACP Awards. So it's just amazing to be here and magnificent to see so many people who have worked tirelessly to get to this point get their flowers tonight.
That's so amazing. Pinky, at the Los Angeles Tribune, we are huge on celebrating and honoring entrepreneurs. It is not an easy venture. Slutty Vegan, it is a message of empowerment, but also health, alternative eating, and really creating options and awareness for individuals. What has it meant to go down your entrepreneurial journey? And what is maybe one thing that surprised you along the journey?
Well, the first thing that surprised me is I did not know that I was going to be building a multi-million-dollar brand. I thought that I was solving a personal problem. And here I am with a brand that has gotten valued at $100 million. A black woman from East Baltimore from around the way to be able to do that is a big deal, and I don't take that for lightly. Also, what I learned in business is that business is not easy. Business is very difficult, but you just got to roll with the punches, and you got to learn how to be a chameleon. And what I would tell entrepreneurs who are watching this or listening to this is, like, you got to make sure that you're a grizzly bear in everything that you do. If you're going to be a bear, you better be a grizzly bear. You better rise up to the occasion and don't be afraid. Even when you're scared, they ain't supposed to know you're scared. Yeah. Okay, that would be my word of advice for entrepreneurs.
I mean, it's amazing what you've done with Slutty Vegan in Atlanta. You've expanded. You're in Brooklyn on the edge of Bed-Stuy, opening in the Atlanta airport, really just taking over. I heard someone say earlier today, is there going to be a California location in the future? But what is something that you would love to tell all of the little black girls out there, all of the little girls out there around how to show up in life? You said you created this out of a need, but you've created this enterprise that is impacting lives all over the place. But what would you tell that little girl?
I would tell the little girl who feels like the underdog to never give up. I grew up in a Caribbean household, always feeling like the underdog. In Jamaica, I wasn't Jamaican enough. In America, I wasn't American enough. So I had to try to prove myself everywhere that I went. But guess what that did? It made me never get comfortable. It made me never stop working. So if you feel like an underdog, if you're a little girl that has big dreams, keep speaking those dreams over your life. Keep going when people say that you can't do it. Keep rising above when people say that like those dreams are too big, like you can't achieve those things. Because guess what? One day you will have a multi-million-dollar company. One day you will become a household name. And one day you will say, you know what? I did all of those things when people didn't believe in me, as long as you don't quit and you believe in yourself.
Oh, a message. And love that you are inspirational, but you're also a collaborator. I know that you did the collaboration with Melissa Butler of the Lip Bar, which was so unique, combining food and beauty together, and also the spirit of women uplifting women. What is a message that you have that you would like to share with other women entrepreneurs out there?
You can go stronger and farther together. Okay, gone are the days where you're like, okay, this is my business, me, myself, and I'm not sharing it with nobody. You ain't gonna get no money like that. Okay, right? You're not gonna build no legacy like that. It's all about collaborating with people who have the same ethos and mindsets that you do. Right? Like I can really go far with somebody who may not be in the same industry as me, but got the same thought process, got the same big dreams like me. We can win together. We can make an impact together, and we can encourage and empower people who look like us to be the best versions of themselves. So I encourage it.
That is a beautiful mention. $100 million valuation's only going to go up with that kind of energy, the spirit of collaboration and supportiveness, and thinking big and never stopping. Pinky Cole, it is an honor to be here with you today, and your husband, Derek. Derek, what has your experience been like just being on this journey, collaborating, working, partnering together?
It's been amazing. She like a non-stop machine. She always ticking, so it keep me on my toes and keep me going, so it's a blessing for me.
That is amazing. Well, enjoy the show tonight and keep being you. You are a bright light. We feel it. Your energy, you're educating, empowering, uplifting. Those are values we stand by at the Los Angeles Tribune. It's been a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
Nice to see you. You heard it from Pinky Cole. I mean, she is just a force. Her savviness, her innovative business acumen, and her unwavering dedication to not only provide individuals with new options when it comes to eating, but she's also a strong advocate for education, food inequality, and really just empowering individuals. Food insecurity is a cause that she really champions by an economic empowerment. And I mean, Slutty Vegan is valued at $100 million, and she is not stopping. She's opening up in the Atlanta airport. And I'm sure we'll continue to see Slutty Vegan in additional airports. And the fact that she did such a unique collaboration with Melissa Butler of the Lip Bar. You could get food and you could get lipstick at the same time. What an experience. What a beautiful representation of women honoring each other, celebrating each other. What a force. And it was just so fun to see her talk about her work experiences, about where she comes from, about others kind of judging her when she was Jamaica, not being Jamaican enough. And then when she got to the US, the other perspective, and so how she's been able to transform all of her experiences along her journey to expanding, growing Slutty Vegan, and the relationship that she has with her husband. Just a beautiful time speaking with them. Ava, you were there. What were your thoughts?
Well, I can't stop smiling because I have never seen a journalist ask the questions that you ask, Alicia. And even on the comment section, we have a lot of comments that are just like appreciating the questions that you ask, because you bring out the gems, the wisdom that comes from women who have become successful. Talk about her story unfolding. This is her story unfolding, right? Like honoring women's legacy, past, present, and future, and learning from those who have succeeded. Success always leaves clues. And if we ask, the people who have succeeded, like valuation of a company that's $100 million. Like, how did you do that? Like, how did you come from like not fitting in anywhere you go, whether it was from the country you came from or in America, to owning a company that's valuated at over $100 million and growing. And so for you to be able to be on the red carpet and endlessly, I have heard the celebrities tell you, Alicia, that's my best, you're my favorite interview. That's the best question I've heard ever. And really to bring that as a gem and a gift at the Los Angeles Tribune in this Her Story Unfolding. I can't wait, for us to find out more of the gems. And so I would love to, invite the guests that we have in this late night show, for you to share and tag people that you would love for them to hear some of these gems that are coming up. And for now, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we've got more of these women that we are both honoring, featuring, and hearing from in the wisdoms that has brought them from where they are to how they're now successful. We'll be right back.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience Her Story Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.
And welcome back. Alicia, would love to hear who you'd like to honor next.
Oh, our next guest is such a special woman, a phenomenal woman who has taken charge in her industry. She has brought her own sense of style to everything that she does. And she's been innovative in fusing cultures, in reimagining what style looks like in so many places. Miss June Ambrose has had such a long-standing career in the fashion industry as a celebrity stylist, as the creative director of various brands, including Puma, where she is the creative director now. She has launched 2 collections with Puma that really fuse high fashion and athletics, high fashion and streetwear, and is really just thinking outside of the box. And she's done this all along her career. And it's so beautiful that the NAACP acknowledged June Ambrose with the Vanguard Award. We are excited to bring you this very, very, very special interview from a woman who is a change maker, and she is switching things up. Tune in.
I have the pleasure of standing here with June Ambrose at the 55th annual NAACP Image Awards. June, how are you doing today, first of all?
I'm feeling great. I received my Vanguard Award yesterday. I'm really glad to be, excited to be in the room with all the other honorees and recipients and celebrate together. Finally, we can all just, have a kumbaya.
I love that. It is a celebration of Black excellence. It's also an acknowledgement of all of the work that you do. What did it mean for you to find out that you were receiving the Vanguard Award before you even got to the place where you were on stage receiving it?
Yeah, no, I've been emotional since we received the call. I mean, it is my Oscar. In my opinion, it's the highest honor to be recognized by your own. I mean, the NAACP, what they stand for is what I always held close to my heart, and why I started in this business, because I wanted to move the conversation forward. I wanted to uplift our people, our culture, and change the narrative and create a space that we're seen as more than what we are, intuitively expected to be.
I love that. What we're intuitively expected to be. What is one thing that you want everyone to think about and be aware of when they wake up in the morning, before they start their day and they have conversations with anybody else in the world?
Yeah, that is just a gift to open your eyes. That is a blessing just to wake up. So even if you can't get out the bed, just know that give yourself some grace. So I always want to tell people, give yourself the grace to get to that place. It takes time.
I love that. Grace is literally one of my favorite words. I've been quoted saying it, but it's about allowing yourself and allowing life to just unfold and being kind to yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's really, really important. What is one thing that you want all of the little girls out there to know about themselves in this world?
I want them to dream with their eyes open. I want them not to be distracted by what others are doing, but know that they're worthy of creating their own narrative, telling their own stories, and shaping their lives the way they see it. Don't look at TV as if it's black and white. You know, see it in color. It's always been.
Dream with your eyes open. I love that. You heard it here from June. I hope that I'm going to actually journal about that. I like to journal with an inquiry. And what does it mean to dream with your eyes open? Because that's just such a different perspective, right? So that is so beautiful. I hope that you enjoy this evening. Congratulations on receiving your award. Know that we see you, we honor you, we celebrate you as we celebrate everyone else, but you too, you're very special. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
What a special interview with June Ambrose. I mean, her energy, she is just so magnetic. She is a change maker. She thinks outside of the box. She fuses cultures. She doesn't think of identity as singular, but she figures out how to shift the box so it's not a box because the box doesn't exist, right? And bring the worlds that she has in her mind to life through fashion. And it's beautiful to see her recognized by the NAACP with the Vanguard Award that she received. It's beautiful to see her continuing to create and be innovative with the new collections that she's come out with. She has worked with so many brands over the years, including Gucci, Estee Lauder, Target, Levi's, La Mer. She does not stop, and her new collections, keeping score and high court that she has with Puma, are truly celebrations of female empowerment, really the worlds of athletics and high fashion together in a way that hasn't necessarily been done before. So just inspiring to see women pushing through, being creative, and switching things up all across industries, across genres. And it was a delight to speak with June. It really was.
My favorite part, Alicia, is her words that she was imparting to girls out there and to young people out there. And when we thought about her story unfolding and honoring women's legacy, past, present, and future, that was our desire. Our intention was that we would inspire the younger generations and even the older generations that really haven't dreamt or haven't really followed their dreams. And I love what you said, dream with your eyes open. Don't see television as black and white. It's always been colored. And too many times, we've kind of like put our dreams on the shelf, right? How many of us have put our dreams on the shelf? And to embrace those words, to dream with your eyes open. What would that look like? What would it be like? To live a life that you dream of. And to even ask the questions, what's the life that I dream about? What makes me come alive, right? And so it's so inspiring, to hear these words with you being able to pull it out of June Ambrose and to see how it can inspire the next generation.
Yeah, I mean, dream with your eyes open. And what does that mean? It means that there's a world of possibilities out there that you can see, right? Because sometimes we think we can't see it, but if we're looking with our eyes open, it means that we're one step closer, right? We are bringing that into our presence and into our experience. And dreaming big is something we've heard a lot about through the series of Her Story Unfolding. So many women that we've spoken with have talked about how they dreamt big and they did something they maybe didn't have experience in doing, but they just took that step forward. They allowed themselves to dream big, and then they figured out what that actually meant. and got some clarity around what that dream was about or that vision was about, and met individuals around them, whether they sought them out, whether they looked on the internet, whether they took a course or a class to figure out what the next step could be to bring their dreams to fruition. And it's such a powerful message, such a beautiful message. Really, really happy that June was able to share that. And also the spirit of waking up in the morning with gratitude. There is so much that can be fulfilled when we are full of gratitude. And it was great to hear her speak about how she starts her morning. We are just getting started. There are so many more phenomenal interviews that we had with women that graced the red carpet at the NAACP Image Awards. And we really also want to take a moment to acknowledge the NAACP and all of the work that NAACP does around education, advocacy, fighting for rights, creating awareness around healthcare, creating avenues to help support individuals. The NAACP has hundreds of thousands of members all across the country. It has been a pillar in the Black community for decades, really being a voice and a vehicle and an agent for change. And it's really important to acknowledge all of the amazing work that the NAACP has been doing, and that the NAACP continues to do. And it's beautiful to see so many individuals across different communities come together to celebrate creators, change makers, facilitators of amazing experiences and joy. That was the NAACP Image Awards. Literally, people were walking down the red carpet. You could feel the joy exuding off of them. And it was such an amazing experience. So we are just getting started. Go ahead, Ava.
Well, Alicia, let me add too that you bring so much joy and you bring so much light on the red carpet. Like literally, I love the way you honor the celebrities that come to our corner at the Los Angeles Tribune on the red carpet. Because Joy actually said it so well, and we just want to acknowledge our community who's present with us, at this time of the day. Joy was saying that you're so present, such a beautiful light, so present with others, and that's so important. They really feel seen and they feel heard when they come and interview with you. And I've witnessed others like lining up wanting to be interviewed by you, and waiting. So I love that the joy and the light that we've brought the red carpet. Not only, and that's the thing about life, right? We're not just in effect, we're causal. Like we don't just wait for joy and be around joy, but we create joy. And that's exactly what I've experienced you do. And I want to acknowledge, David Jones is with us. One of our core values in the Los Angeles Tribune is community. With our Los Angeles Tribune Cares, the first letter of the word is community. So I want to acknowledge, David Jones, who's thanking us for being in the NWA, NAACP. And also Parisa, who's here with us, and Joy. And we've got a lot of other viewers at this time. So thank you. And, share and let them know. And we're going to take another commercial. When we come back, we have another interview that we'll be bringing right to you for more inspiration.
Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
Welcome back. And I want to ask Alicia, who do you have next to honor?
So excited to share with you all this next interview with Michelle Biuteau. Now, Michelle won an award at the NAACP Image Awards yesterday, and we're going to get a little more into that in a moment. But she was such a light. It was such a pleasure to speak with Michelle, and we really got to learn more about all that she is. Michelle is the co-creator and the star of Survival of the Thickest, where she plays a character whose name is Mavis Beaumont. And love the way that she portrays Mavis. Mavis is a woman who recently got out of a relationship. She moves in with a roommate. She is trying to figure out her life. I mean, she's trying to figure out her job, where her career is going. She is navigating relationships with her friend. She's navigating relationships with her roommate. She's just trying to figure it out living in New York, but she's unabashedly herself. Like, she just brings her whole self to a situation in whatever form and whatever mindset and emotion that self is in. And love the way that Michelle portrayed Mavis Beaumont in her show. It is a testament to true authenticity that we saw through a fictional character, but we can really experience what it's like to go through the experience that Mavis is going through on the show. Michelle also has a stand-up special on Netflix called Welcome to Biuteau, and she's been in a lot of other projects, but love that Michelle was the co-creator and the star of Survival in the Thickest, which makes it super, super special that Michelle won the award for Outstanding Breakthrough Creative at the NAACP Image Awards. So without further ado, we are going to share Michelle's interview with you all.
Hi, Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune. I have the honor of standing here with Michelle. You may have seen her as Mavis on Survival of the Thickest. Listen, what a show. Something that I love about Mavis's role in the show is that she's unapologetically herself and she sticks up for herself and she uses her voice. What was the experience for you like playing Mavis and maybe shifting individuals' perspectives, how women show up to use their own collective voices and personal voices?
I mean, I really have to thank stand-up comedy because I've been doing it for 23 years and it's really helped me to not only be on my voice but to advocate for myself and to add humor, into very uncomfortable situations or painful situations. And that's how I get through it. And you can also just get more, it's just like attracting the flies with honey, you know what I mean? And so I named my character Mavis after my grandma because she is, she was my person.
Wow.
And she was also just a very strong Black woman from Jamaica who, the amount of stuff that I saw her go through and put up with, but still always managed to make a beautiful meal and make sure that we shared stories and had joy in our life. I'm like, that's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about creating your own space because the world is going to be doing whatever it's got to do, but you need to do whatever you need to do for yourself. And for me, that's always joy.
That is beautiful. That's always joy. Live with joy, create space, and use your own voice. That is such a message, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. And wash your hands because that's how shit spreads. Okay.
Listen, that's a message.
What a light. I love her humor that she brought in at the end, but to hear her speak about her grandmother in that way, the inspiration that came from a woman that she saw do so much, and to see how she portrayed her character in Survival of the Thickest, it was just remarkable and so excited. And congratulations, Michelle, for winning your very, very well-deserved award. If you have not seen it, recommend that you go watch Survival of the Thickest on Netflix. You will laugh, you might even cry, but you will be inspired because it is really, truly a story of finding yourself, maybe in the mess of life when you don't feel like you have anything figured out, but you can just take a second to reflect and figure out what you're going to do next. Almost like we heard earlier, 10 seconds at a time. Mavis, she takes the time to figure things out. I won't say too much about the show, But if you haven't already, definitely recommend going out to watch it.
You know, Alicia, I love that we're talking about this. Talk about her story unfolding and honoring women's legacy, past, present, and future. You find inspiration everywhere, right? You know, we find it in art, we find it in movie, we find it in fashion, we find it in beauty, we find it in food. Like we find the legacy of women all around us, really on our day-to-day life. And how much do we take the time to even acknowledge or be in gratitude? Talk about, one of the words of wisdom of June Ambrose is gratitude, right? Like be in that gratitude. So I really appreciate the humor that Michelle brings, and love that she attributes even her toughness and her success from her grandmother, and from the legacy of people before us. So thank you for that interview, Alicia.
You're welcome, Ava. I was just a vessel sharing the stories of so many women. And I think something that we heard a lot of as we were speaking to women on the carpet, but as we've been speaking to women throughout the entire Her Story Unfolding segment, is how to look within, but then also how to acknowledge your community and understand that it truly takes a village. And every woman that we've spoken to, every child that we've spoken to, always has had someone that has inspired them along their journey, because we can't do it alone, right? We can't do it alone. It takes a village. It takes the individuals around us. And that's something that's really powerful about inspirational legacy, past, present, and future, because we're learning from the individuals that maybe have passed on before us, but they left their mark in history, or maybe are part of our families or maybe they're family by blood or family by selection, right? But we're learning from their stories. We're taking pieces of them and we bring that with us in our walks in life. And we use that to impact the individuals around us now, but we're creating runways for individuals that have their voices, sharing anecdotes about what we do in our personal lives for individuals to say, I never thought about it in that way. Maybe I will try approaching life in that way, or approaching my next day in that way, or my next moment. And what they do may not work for you, but it's the idea that we can learn and we can soak up so much when we're open to being aware of the breadth of knowledge that those around us bring into our life and the inspiration we can pull from them.
Absolutely. And talk about, again, you're right, Her Story Unfolding and honoring women's legacy, past, present, and future. There's just a wealth, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of generosity. If we look around with eyes of openness and awareness, like you said, Alicia, one of the things that I've always said, if we don't know our rights, we don't have any. And knowing what has been won for us, knowing the paths that, like you said, the paths that's been paved for us, that's been lighted for us, and being aware of it, like really helps us navigate life in a way that shortens the possible route that we can take to the fastest way we can succeed. And I love that in Her Story Unfolding, that's even more so unfolding. So Alicia, where are you going to take us from here?
Well, actually, Ava, from here, I'm going to ask everyone tuning in a question to think about until we return with the next segment of Her Story Unfolding, which is, what is the thought that comes to you when you think to dream with your eyes open? And I took a moment there to share the question because it made me think about all of the things that I might think about when I dare to dream with my eyes open. And, Her Story Unfolding is about bringing individual stories to you all to hear, but it's also about inspiring you in the story of your own life, and not telling you the answers, not sharing with you a perspective because it has to be your own, but inspiring you to go through that own personal inquiry of what is my personal story? How is it unfolding? Who are individuals in my past that have inspired me? What am I doing right now? The little things or the big things in my life that might impact me, those around me, or those in my future that I may not even know. And so today, we're ending the segment in a special way, which is to ask you to think and reflect on what it means as your story unfolds in your life, and to just be inquisitive. So we thank you all for tuning in with us for this special segment of Her Story Unfolding. We have so many more interviews to share with you, and we're excited to bring you along in this journey. But remember that you are on your personal journey too. And we hope that you take some time in your day, in your week, to reflect, to ponder, and to celebrate those in your life that inspire you.
Well, Alicia, I would like to take this opportunity to ask, who else do you have coming up so that we can invite, we can tag, we can look forward to our next segment tomorrow?
Oh, yes. I mean, we have interviews with Gabrielle Union coming up, with Golda Rosheuvel, who played the more seasoned Queen Charlotte in Bridgerton. We have interviews with so many women. Madison Ryan, who is the first Black woman to be the face of our Armani Beauty. Director Kelly Callie, who was the director of Kemba on BT Plus. We have interviews with Monique Rodriguez, who is the CEO and co-founder of Yale. We have interviews with Michelle Mitchenor, who is in the First Lady of BMF, directed by Vivica A. Fox, who will join that interview as well. I mean, the lineup of interviews is stacked. We're excited for you to continue to tune in to Her Story Unfolding. It was such a great opportunity to be a part of the NAACP Image Awards. We have special interviews with individuals that lead the NAACP organization, like Derek Johnson, who creates avenues for voices and stories to be told in so many ways. So stay tuned, tune in, share this segment, and most importantly, take some time out of your day to reflect on what you have going on who you can lean to for support, and how you can continue to make an impact in your own world in whatever ways make sense for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another segment of Her Story Unfolding, and we will see you very, very, very soon.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience Her Story Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.